Well, evening zombies, how are we feeling tonight? How are we thinking tonight? I suppose you caught that video, the one I did concerning about the doctor's visit. Yeah, it was. Right now, we're going to be getting into the accounting again. It is 11:54 at night. It is still the 16th for another 5 and some odd minutes. And then it will be Wednesday. But right now, it's only Tuesday. A lot of things happening and coming to a hurricane in politics. And I'm still kicking myself because of the situation, but I'm still going to be kicking myself for 16 weeks on this one. But it was a decision I had to make anyway because of a lot of factors, as I've tried to talk about it many times. That I'm going through a hell of a lot, and I reached a climax, a plateau. Whatever you want to use to your heart's content, I said hell with it. I had to. I mean, as much as I would love to go back into the collegiate lifestyle again, I had to put a hold and a pause on it just for the semester. Still planning on getting back into the spring. Well, it's going to be a hell of a lot cooler. And try to deal with the collegiate again, and this time try to get something going. I mean, I was just hours away from getting into college. I mean, everything was set, and then I couldn't. And this choice is not made lightly. It's one thing making the choice when you're depressed and you're grieving and it hurts like hell. But it's another thing to deal with this kind of choice when you actually have no choice at all. So I get to sit back and watch things go hell in a handbasket in life. I get to see courts go crazy over petitions left and right regarding documents. In a state called Florida, you've heard about this panhandle state before, probably. Ron DeSantis and his minions, or shall I say his dumb shit minions, of course he's also a dumb shit minion as well, trying to control everything around his state and being worse than Donald Trump. Well, when you put inexperienced vets as teachers in there, I tried to talk about it once before in a video about a few times ago. But also, when you're an elected leader of an oval office and you're leaving the office, one does not just haphazardly grab boxes of documents and bring them over to your home and say, these are mine. So, what I heard in the news cycles is he had to say it to people, didn't he? These documents are mine. I declassified them. They're mine. Mine, 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 mine. You can't have them. You can't touch them. They're mine. How dare you? Who do you think you are dealing with? You're dealing with Donald J. Trump, your former president. I declassified them. I am the leader. I am. So basically, we're dealing with a maniac who doesn't care about anything but himself. How he ran the country for 4 years is enduring a biological nightmare. Has to be something of a footnote in United States history of how not to run a country. We have had a commission of dealing with an ego run over, summoning the powers of his minions to try to overthrow a process that was legal in the first place. Transfer of power. The electors have spoken. The people had spoken. He was out of office. He didn't want that. He wants to be in office, control everything else. An attack to his ego, attack to everything of his world, his universe. And he thought he had it all. Now he's scrambling to try to get something of it back. But he made a lot of mistakes, and now he's like, Liz Cheney was one of the conservatives that he was doing at. She lost an election concerning her state of Wyoming. One of the most intelligent women of a conservative I've ever heard of this time, in this generation, in this decade, who actually had the good sense of knowing which idiots are running and which ones aren't. And coming from a state that I hate to say are full of backward-ass country twits. I said it. I'm not pulling it back. When they believe in conspiracy theories to the point where they're going to be throwing out an intelligent woman for a blithering idiot, I say, well, apparently that particular state is full of idiots. It used to be a place that I had dreamed about visiting again and seeing an old town of mine, or an old town that I visited at one time in my youth. I don't think I ever want to go back over there again. I really don't. I used to have a family living out there. Then I considered that some of the family I've got right now are mostly conservatives. Not one of them a liberal. Not one would be going against Trump. So I figure my entire bloodline is going to be cursed because they believe in Trumpism that badly. A few of them, a couple of them actually, I do care about deeply. And I respect them. But politically at this point, if they believed in Trump, I feel sorry for him. I'm a liberal. I'm a black sheep. And I don't believe in fairy tales that much. I used to a long time ago as a kid. But what's been happening these days goes beyond the fairy tale grim. A lot more of it. Well, we have people following Trumpers to the point of threatening lives all over and threatening to do a war. It only demonstrates that this country is going to be or already in the midst of a polite civil war right now that may turn a hell of a lot more bloodier than we want or realize. And it'll be the conservatives running the show on this one. It'll be the Trumpers because they want it. They want the democracy, but they don't want the democracy. They want to follow one guy, and they're throwing off everything else that they've been taught. Or that they actually understand history when they were growing up, or ever taught U.S. history on how this country was formed and all of its processes. I'll tell you something that would have helped them out a great deal. Watching Schoolhouse Rock. I'm sorry, that cartoon series was too liberal for them. They could try locating on Google. They could try locating on, let's see, Disney Plus. Disney Plus would have it. It was on ABC all the time. So, ABC's with Disney. They can watch that. Or go on Google, YouTube, and watch it there. They would get a sense of what our country was like. This is dumbed down to K through 12. This is K through 12 stuff. Okay? This is dumbed down. It's got music. It's got animation on it. It's got a lot of things on there. But I guess the people who keep following Donald Trump in any which way have lost their minds and intelligence and don't care about anything else but themselves. They don't care about the country, but they say they care about their country. No, they don't. They're doing the same damn shit like they did in the Confederacy when they wanted to split the Union in half. And then the Confederacy would be their individual states. Less federal power, less cooperation with each other, everyone running their own thing, and bitching and griping at everybody else. But they would have their own say and their own way. Meanwhile, the Union would have just been limping along with whatever resources they could find. President Nixon, President Lincoln had a hard task of leading the Union into this war to defend democracy, defend the United States of America, and to show to the Confederacy that we are stronger together instead of being separate all the damn time. The Articles of Confederacy, or actually Confederation, when they were drafted originally, prior to the Constitution of the United States, and this can be researched, by the way, gave very little power to the combined whole of the country and more power to the states. Right after our separation from England, with a massive decades-long war that we finally got ourselves situated in. We're realizing we were so in debt we owed the world who came to our aid, and then we had to pay them back, and now we had to fill the coffers. In order to fill the coffers, we had to sell off a lot of property of those fighting supporters, the fighting supporters who defended the country to the death. And their descendants would have to pay for it all. But they kept screaming and yelling to the Congress, and Congress says, we haven't got any power because of the Confederacy. Actually, because of the Articles of Confederation. The states will have to take care of this damn thing. And the states weren't doing anything against the bankers and the merchants. Well, actually, some of the merchants were also getting their ass kicked, too, by the bankers, who's liquefying everything into assets so they can get the money recouped. And this was across every border. This was interstate commerce being threatened left and right. This was our country falling to pieces even before we actually were able to get up on our knees. In order to get the federal government working, or actually to respond to this emergency situation, people took it upon themselves to rebel, to go to the federal armories, to gather the weapons necessary to fight off the creditors. Imagine that. After we win our freedom and our independence, we got to start fighting among ourselves because of the debt we owed and the debt we could not pay off just yet. And we had to back off on a promise of helping out another country who actually helped us out in this war. We reneged on that. See, I haven't forgotten about that one. France tries never to remember, but I know they never forgot it either. So, here we are, boys and girls. Shays Rebellion. A demonstration to the states and to the United States government of just how far people will be pissed off at to go against government because of bankers who are selling off land left and right, including those who defended it. But this is not exactly aiming against bankers. It's everybody else who was a frickin' creditor at this point over here that wanted their funds and we didn't have the money to pay for them. The only way we could do is take everybody else's property away and try to sell it. Sell it for peanuts. Maybe sell it to foreign powers or anybody else who could buy the property. Usually the ones who still had the money left over. And getting more and more richer and more powerful. But we didn't have the regulations. We didn't have the federal oversight. We didn't have the bureaucracy set up to govern us properly. None of it was set up. None of it. It took the government with another redrafting of the Constitution to help us out through the situation. With a redrafted Constitution that showed us a federal power, that federal union had more strength and more ability than the states did, and the regulations necessary. It would handle the rebellion, but it would also handle the creditors as well. Now, this also can be researched as well. The information I learned in my tenure going over to a community college and attending a lot of history courses. Because I wanted to make sure that I understood history and certain aspects of it that would help me out a great deal in today's problems. And believe me, right now, our problems are so great, we don't even realize it. But a lot of people don't give a shit because they kept forgetting about history and how we started, and how we're continuing to act, and how we're leading, having a despot, an elected despot, still control a party to a point where they're still trying to run the world, actually run the country as a dictatorship. And everybody's swearing fealty to this lunatic because they all love him and like him. I saw this asshole growing up, maturing from a young con artist into the world's gas bag. He wanted everybody to like Donald Trump. Everybody has to like and love Donald Trump. They have to, because they have to. And the only thing I can tell him at this point is go put a pin in it. Go pop that gas bag. I'm sorry. If I happen to put a pinprick in that gas bag, the damn thing will blow up in my face. And I'm afraid of what kind of vile crap that we've already got right now as it is be scattered around all over the place. And that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with right now. I talk as a liberal, but you probably think I'm more of a elitist at this point because I think I know better. I have observed too much, damn it. And I may be colored in my own damn thinking because I am a liberal and I do believe those programs that taxpayers can fund can benefit. But the problem is we don't want to. We want money for nothing. We want programs for nothing, but we keep forgetting that we're a debtor nation. It doesn't matter which particular party slunk in or not. We still owe. And now we owe more. The debt ceiling was voted higher and higher and higher. To the point there's no way in hell our future generations can actually pay for this damn thing out. But it's not the liberals' fault. I call it everybody else's fault. Life kicked in and we had to do what we had to do to survive. But now we have to find a way to get that damn thing down. And certain programs are going to cost, yes. They are going to cost. But we still need to find ways to lower down the damn debt like crazy. And the thing is, some of them are saying that we still need to go after college people who who can't pay off their debts. They got the loans, but now they can't pay off the debts. The interest rates have gotten so damn inflated at this point over here. The principal is a hell of a lot less they could try managing, but the interest rates are so damn high, there's no way in hell they can. And that's why we're trying to find ways to get rid of that. If they can stick with the principal and make payments regarding the principal, we may have a shot on that one. But the interest rates that we want out of the people, there's no way in hell. We're coming into the same situation again like we did in Shays Rebellion. And I'm kind of surprised that the United States people won't revolt. I'm surprised they won't go after other creditors left and right, namely the United States government at this point, and bitch and gripe to them. Of course, naturally, we're going to have the Trumpers blame everything else on the liberals, even though when the Trumpers were already in office, pilfering everybody else's pocket. And they wanted to do it. We voted the con artist in. Now we're getting screwed over left and right. And when we're trying to tell the people what's happening at this point over here, they're like, I don't care. I don't care. I'll take the fifth. I don't care. I don't care about anything. I just want mine. I just want what's mine, 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 mine. So I will take my documents to other states. I will take my filth and poison to other places. And I will tell my poison to other people left and right. They'll believe me because I'm me. It's no wonder that we've got foreign governments struggling like crazy. Foreign allies struggling with us like crazy, trying to figure out what the hell is going on with us these days. They don't know what the hell to do with the United States. Yeah, we finally got Biden in office. He's trying to do things. Unfortunately, we got the conservative Trumpers doing other things as well. They want what's mine, 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 mine. Oh, by the way, the United States is going under into a great sinkhole right now. It's caused by liberals, by the way. It's not caused by geology. Geology doesn't exist. There was a great earthquake in another state caused by liberals and their incessant need of something. We don't know what it was. Oh, by the way, do you know that Antifa is in town? And they caused the sky to rip open. Somehow they got magical powers and did this to us. Oh, by the way, do you know the global warming happening right now is by mechanisms that the liberals have made at this point over here to create our atmosphere and our toxicity here increase like crazy. It's all the liberals' fault. Blame them all. Ah! When I start seeing all these far left media outlets, they call themselves independents, but they're still far left out there. And they're also extreme as well. I hate to say it, but they're not balanced enough. No, they're not balanced because they keep showing the other side and say, look at this guy, look, 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 look. Meanwhile, the other sides are going, look, 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 look. So now we got this bullshit going on left and right. They're all trying to point out the mistakes of everybody else at this point. When you have people listening to fallacies like I just spewed out at this point, they'll believe it. We've got ourselves into a situation, into a generation, or previous generation, that hasn't expired yet, of listening to things that aren't true anymore. They're still looking for Chicken Little, and they're still looking to see whether or not he's going to be screaming the sky is falling. Paying attention to fairy tale grim stories more and more. and thinking, this is prophecy. They'll go into the religious texts that we've all were raised under. And they're saying, don't you understand? This is happening right now. Yes, the somewhere in the original text they've been telling us about false prophets. But unfortunately, we're too stupid enough to realize this shit. One of the more prominent prophets we had kept trying to tell us we had logs in our eyes and we're still walking around blind. In order to help the other schmuck out, we gotta get the shit out of our own eyes to see what the situation is, and then help our neighbor or our friend or whoever we're helping out realize what the reality and truth is, and they can also help share that. No, we'll just leave the logs in the eyes. We'll burn it out. Okay, we'll just get a butane torch. We'll see how much the flames can actually go up to our eyeballs and burn us out. We'll be truly blind that way. Meanwhile, we're going to have another guy pretending that he is going to be the sighted individual that leads us all over the place, including over cliffs left and right. And we're falling. We are falling. Now, I know I'm supposed to be talking about my own personal crap, but this is also happening in my own time, my own lifetime. I'm observing left and right. So yes, this is my own crap. I'm observing my own government system crashing and burning because we don't care anymore. We don't. We call ourselves Americans. We don't even know what that is anymore. We want patriotism. We want faith in something. We're going to be claiming faith in something. Boys and girls, we got a God upstairs. He's not happy with us. He's downright pissed and miserable at us because we're not taking care of each other or this planet like crazy. We're not trying to be decent human beings. No. We want him to do everything for us at this point over here because we're spoiled. We're spoiled rotten. We want now. We're going to get it because we deserve it. We. I. Me. Now. Now. You will because I said so. I told you. And I will use any kind of tool necessary to tell you so. That would include any possible violence that may happen of any sort, verbal or physical. I don't get it. I don't get it with the human race. And right now, I would not be surprised. I mean, I know God has a way of keeping promises left and right. Once he made a promise, he doesn't like going back on the damn thing. And I know he's chafing at the bits on this one. I know he's got to be. How can humanity or even a section of these people understand what the hell's going on? Do they not understand what they're saying at this point over here? I imagine he's probably telling this to Jesus all the time and all the other prophets and angels up there. What is with the people downstairs? They're coming over here and they're griping and left and right that they didn't get what was coming to them. They did. They got what was coming to them and they weren't appreciative of it. But now they're bitching to me about it. Like I've got something to do with their demise. Like I had something to do with their insanity. And now they expect more out of people? And going to start excluding people from here? Are they crazy? I know I put some good stuff into them. I created perfect people. And what I'm getting back are dummies. Now, I know I didn't screw up. I know I didn't screw up on this one. And I tried to tell these people what was going on. I tried to give a little innuendos here left and right. A little kick in the ass every so often. A little gib slap upside the head if necessary. I tried to do what was necessary to get their attention. because I'm supposed to be a good father. I'm supposed to be a good God. But I can't deal with this damn thing if these people won't frickin' listen to me. You understand? You understand? I may or may not be talking the way God wants me to talk about this situation here, or even having that conversation. He probably would probably say, but yes, I am trying to say something here, Mr. Weaver. Can we continue, please? Be my guest. Thank you very much. I created you folks to love everybody, to respect everybody, to respect nature, to be appreciative of all the gifts that you've gotten, and all the gifts I'm been giving you still, even the gifts of the heavens that eventually you may travel to and explore, but you're screwing it all up. Your choices, your belief systems. You're listening to a schmuck down below that's doing this shit to you. But I tried, and I'm still trying because I'm a good father. But I need to reach you people. How do I reach you people? Give me a chance. The scriptures were supposed to give you a little bit of a guideline, a roadmap of what was going on, history of what was happening in your lives. But you didn't bother to listen to that, now did you? No. You thought better on this one. And you got pissed off. Yes, I will say that. I am a good father, and I don't like using that language, but still, here I am. And you know what? I did the flood. I did the cities blasted out of existence. I got pissed off at you folks because you didn't listen. You didn't want to listen. I kept trying to give you warnings and you didn't listen. I gave you an ultimate warning and you still didn't listen. You still laughed in my face. How am I supposed to deal with you like this? Constantly disobeying me? I'm the one who created you in the first place. Would it hurt you just get a little bit of worship out of you? A little bit of appreciation? And say, God, get me out of this damn thing right now. But you're not doing it. Why? What did I do to piss you off? You want me to handle everything for you, but you have to learn how to do things yourselves without trying to kill everybody else or the whole universe in the process. Ooh. You got to be listening to people that are influenced by evil. And everybody else has caught on to this damn disease. This plague. COVID's a snap to get through. This is insanity. And this is... You don't understand. I'm a wonderful father. I'm a wonderful God. But now... You're making me angry. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be the rolling force of the cosmos coming down on Earth. With one snap of the fingers, I'll be worse than Thanos. Or even the Q, for that matter. And I want to be a merciful father. I want to understand why you're doing this. And I don't want to hear the whining of it. But I see beyond the logic of what you have. And it still doesn't work. It still doesn't work. So, what you're forcing me to do right now, you're not going to like. And you're going to blame and hate me. And I will tell you again, because I'm a good God and good Father. You did this to yourselves, and you're getting the spanking that you deserved. And if you don't like it, blame yourselves. You're the one allowed this to happen. You listened to the wrong schmuck. You should have been listening to the Father. You should have been listening to your guides. You should have been listening to the prophets. They would have given you the knowledge and the guidance. But no, it's coming. My patience is wearing thin. Please, for the love of I am, who is in the name of many in your tongues, don't do this to yourself. Wake up! Take the logs out of your eyes and see what's going on. Otherwise, otherwise, I don't like breaking promises. I promised I wouldn't flood the earth with water. I made that clear. But it didn't mean I had other resources I couldn't use to remind you who's in charge. I will continue to send down guides and advisors that you will need. Because you need them more than ever. You need to listen. You need to obey. Do not force the outcome. Please. For all the love that you may have, I beg of you, humans, my own creations, do not do this. We done yet? Okay. But if I was doing it in God's voice, or in that kind of mannerism, do you think people would actually listen to that? I hope. Would they care? That's a good question, isn't it? I don't know. I hope they do. Because if not, we're sorely in need of a good head slap and a good spanking at this point. I thought COVID was bad enough, taking a lot of things out of us, and now we're still scrambling over crazy, and we still got war in Ukraine at this point over here going crazy. South America is going crazy at this point with their situations happening at this point over here, not to mention the Caribbean islands are going crazy. Mexico is going nuts. The United States, oh hell, we've already lost it anyway. If we could just take the logs out of our eyes and understand what the hell is going on, maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to survive. I've seen too much. And understanding the written histories of what's been going on, even if they are condensed and analyzed, or actually in analogs, anthologies as well. To see that happening right now as it is. The only survivors we're going to have is the damn bugs. Once humanity's been wiped out, the bugs are going to be survivors. Despite the fact that we keep squishing them, putting raid on top of their asses, strips like crazy, boxes to trap their ass, they still come. They will be the survivors. And the earth will never be the same again. I'm not looking forward to the afterlife. Because I gotta tell you something. I'm going to be going up to the board again. And they're going to be asking me, what the hell did I do for my fellow man and people left and right? I'll probably say, not enough. Too little, too late. I couldn't stop the fire. I mean, to borrow something from Billy Joel's music, I couldn't stop the fire. It was already started before I actually had a chance at it. And I couldn't quench people's thirst enough. Because whatever life-giving waters we actually had, we already contaminated and polluted left and right, so we couldn't give it to anybody. Even if it was the liquid of knowledge down their throats, they're still too damn parched and dying of thirst. They could be given a ocean full of water and not be able to drink it. That's a thing right there. Coleridge's Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Water, water everywhere. Or I dropped a drink. I know there was a. Give me a second on that one. Give me a second on that one. All right, let's see. Come on. The poem line. Trying to get that information here. Uh, okay. Well, you try to ask a direct question on this thing, and it drives me crazy enough. I'm having a hard time trying to find this thing. Here we go. Hang on a second. I'm getting it. I'm trying to get it. It'd be better if I actually went to the damn poem in the first place. I can just get it. Ah, here we go. Here it is. Water, water everywhere, and all the boards did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Next video's coming up. That's part 2.